since everybody's here, well, you know, several of you guys are here, and it's time.
I'm lucky I didn't, because I would despise that.
Yep.
All right. Why don't you guys, why don't we try to be on this side? Like all the people, that way I can be here and addressing everybody. Not have to like rotate too much.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming to the single sword class. My name is Sir Treethump. I fight with Numenor, which is in Champaign, Illinois, a short skip and a jump away from here, luckily. I've been fighting for a little over 35 years. I've been a knight for about 30 of those. So I've seen a lot of stuff come and go. The tech has changed a lot since I started. When I first started, it was just PVC pipe with white foam wrapped in duct tape. So it was a lot different of a game than we play today. But I feel like I've definitely kept up with all of that, the more common conventions and technology that we have. I probably feel I have a little bit different of a perspective of single sword fighting than a lot of people that I've come up against. I want to share some of that with you guys today. That was sort of the reason why you guys probably came to hear me teach single sword. You know, you can go and learn from lots of different people. I'm sure people have different things they want to explain, different ways they fight, different styles they fight. So today I want to share with you my style and my idea of single sword fighting. It comes with some kind of general concepts of things I think are the better way to do things, okay? So there may be ways that you've learned, there might be ways that you feel more comfortable. And you know, you were mentioning kind of one of them is, when I first started fighting, I would always train single sword. When I would do single sword practice, it would always be with my offhand, not my dominant hand. Because I felt like my dominant hand was going to be the one I was most commonly getting good single sword fighting, just by the fact that I'd be fighting sword and board and I'd be already working with that thing. But you really want to have proficiency with both hands if you can, okay? And the reason for that is because I'm a high proponent of hand matching. And I'll talk a little bit about all that. Before we do though, I'd kind of like to go just through everybody and just kind of hear who you are, where you're from, and kind of what you like about single sword and what you're hoping to learn or take away from the class. So why don't we start with you? And loudly if you can, so I and everyone else can hear.
I am Squire Shift out of the east part of Iowa. Single blue is the core of everything.
Okay.
If you get better at it, you get better at everything. Sword and board is my favorite thing, but my sword side gets better, I get better.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm Gail. I go to UIUC. It's in Champaign. I am here because I want to learn to fight better.
Perfect.
Squire Romero. I fight with Numenor. Just trying to work on the fundamentals and trying to like solidify that a little bit more. And so I figured, you know, single blue is a good place to, you know, keep going at that.
Vala from Central Wisconsin. I'm basically looking to increase my understanding of the fundamentals and work on my techniques to increase my speed and accuracy.
Great.
Mason, I'm from Wolfpack. I'm a newer fighter, and I just want to learn how to do single blue.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Flack. I'm from Central Ohio, and I'd like to get better at the fundamentals and gain something.
Okay.
I'm a solo brother of Hellhammer. I'm from Wolfpack. I'm from Calumet City, Illinois. And I want to get better with single blue because, like that name said, it's a foundation. Everything kind of stems off of single blue. And I mainly fight sword and board, so as soon as I lose my shield arm, I want to be good with this too.
Absolutely, absolutely. What about that?
Finder, currently more of a former Numenor. I'm from Mountain Heights, Illinois. Fighting on and off for a few years. I really like single blue, but I find that my left hand is capable. And I'd like to know how to make it blue. It's not some. If possible, maybe you can make it useful.
Artemis of Grimsky, Columbus, Ohio. I plan to improve my fundamentals on blue, as well as expanding my defense and my offensive techniques.
Marceline from Morva, Chicago. If I could work on my left hand, that would be great. So I think that's my goal.
Okay. Okay, so I hear a lot of my left hand feels weak, and if I could just make it not, you know, immediately let me die to everything and everyone, that'd be great. Also a lot of just want to get better at the core fundamentals. So I know this was called like intermediate single sword. I think it makes sense to kind of start a little bit in the fundamentals and work our way up. The reason, what makes it, you know, intermediate to me would be that when you're very first starting, you're really just worried about, I just don't want to die. right? Am I standing right? Am I sword in the way? I keep dying. How do I stop from the constant dying? And you really can't even, until you can get to step 2, you really don't even worry about step 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So we're kind of like, I just want to get to step 2. To me, intermediate single sword means that there's lots of things that feed into single sword that don't necessarily have to do, solely with single sword. So there's things like, footwork, 100%, a main part of being successful at single sword. Your stance, your guard, baiting people, feints, head movement, like all this kind of stuff all goes into your proficiency as a single sword fighter, right? So what I want to do is kind of work through a handful of those things. I'll probably talk a little bit, then have everybody get up and we'll fight a little bit. I hate when people just sit here and talk for an hour. I want to actually try to employ things. So there's a couple of drills that I started with that I thought were really good for muscle memory and for learning good blocking technique. So why doesn't everybody get up? I just want to walk through that real quick, and we'll kind of start there. So for people who don't feel very confident with your left hand, or with either hand, I would say try this with your offhand. So whichever is your offhand, try this drill with that. I'm going to have you guys partner up, but just to begin, let's have, before you partner up, let me show you the drill. And then Romero, you want to come and we can do, okay. So I like this drill for, you just need a partner, and I like this drill for a couple of reasons. One is it helps you learn the right place to block. It starts to work your muscle memory, so you just block without thinking about it, okay? It also learns you to keep your sword in the right place. It also can start to work on learning ranging and keeping appropriate distance. It also lets the person who's attacking work on their forearm strength. So there's a whole lot of things all happening at the same time with a very simple drill. So you have someone who's working, I would say whoever's defending, work on your offhand. Whoever's attacking, we can use either, but you can be offhand or the other hand. But the idea is you want to keep. So this is going to start getting to some of the concepts that I like. But you want to keep your sword in front of you. You want to keep the sword also kind of projected to some degree, right? With the tip almost like it's going over my head. All right. I don't like stances that are like this, like this, like this, or like this. I feel like all of these are inferior to the fact of here, because this is threatening to me, right? This is an immediate threat. If we're like this, if I do anything, right, one step and it's into me, I have to honor it. And because I'm honoring it, right, I have to deal with it. Part of my mental shares is, if he's got his sword up here, it's not an immediate threat. So, there's a lot of movement that has to happen first before it comes to me, okay? Now, we'll get into that more later, but that's why I just want it to be out here. Now, when I first learned, you want to keep the tip in the middle. You don't want it to move. Just move the block like a pendulum swing. So if I swing to here, and that's even, so do you think that's a good block? It's not a trick question. Do you like that block?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, I would say it's a little far, a little high away from him. If this was a fake, and I was going to the other side of him, right? If he block, you're starting to come in, but it was about here. That's a pretty far away to take the sword all the way over, right? Right. So since it's a planar weapon, meaning it's not hinged, it's not on flail, you don't have to worry about something bending around it, right? You really just need to block as much as the sword would go. So if you can block here, you don't have to worry about it necessarily wrapping. Now, one thing when you block, you notice, so when I swing, he's pulling in tight. I also don't like that, okay? Anybody played soccer before? Anybody been a goalie? No? Okay, so when someone's coming on the goalie, one-on-one, what's the goalie supposed to do you know? Come out on him, why?
Because it gives pressure?
Cutting off the angle. That's why I like to have the sword away from me. I want to cut off the angle. If you have a light, I like this analogy, if you have a light shining on the sword, the closer the sword is to the light, the bigger the shadow that you're defending. The closer it is, the smaller shadow you're defending, okay? So if he's tight, so keep tight like you were, right? If he's tight in here, and I go around here, that's a lot of distance to travel, right? If he's got his sword out now, he goes, that's blocked, that's blocked, right? So if I have it farther away from me, I don't have to move as far to block those things. Also, it's hard to see from here, you guys will do as we do the drill, but having this in your face, I like to call this stance kind of him, I, and the third person in the fight, right? So I'll kind of come around with each of you, but I just want you to feel it. So I'm gonna do a stance I don't do, right? You don't have to keep stance, just feel. Just like feel. Like this is like some stances I don't like, right? This should feel to you much more psychologically annoying and threatening than just keeping it tight to me, keeping a denial guard, keeping it like tight. That's way more frustrating and annoying. It's in your face. You know, you're thinking about it. It's visually obstructing you and I, right? A lot of people will swing at this sword, right? That doesn't feel bad. This feels weird, like what are we in a ninja movie? You know, yeah. This feels like it's right.
Yeah, that's in the...
It's right here, right? I want in the back. I know I'm kind of missing some people, getting others, but I don't want to like, you know. So it's important to feel it. I know it's the same concept, but until you feel it like kind of come up to you, like this, even when I have it down, you're looking at all of me, you're looking at all the pieces I have, and now you're like looking at the sword and the tip of the sword, and you're worried about where that sword, you should be worried about where that sword's going if I've made you nervous about it. So that's why I like to have the sword away from me. So the drill is one person has the sword extended away from them in a pendulum-like motion, meaning only the bottom moves, right? When the block comes, so you go ahead and you attack. Yep, and we're just going side to side. And you don't need to move, just stand. So the further away I go, right, the less I have to move to block that sword out. I'm barely moving. If I get in tight and he's, right, it's a lot harder. You have to work a lot harder, be a lot faster. So there's two things happening here. One is you want to have your sword out the appropriate range. You also want to be the appropriate range away from your person, okay? So one of you be the aggressor, one of you be the defender, and I want you to work, I'll get one last thing for each of you. Go ahead and line up kind of in a straight line so I can just kind of go down. I just want to show you something. Where, let's see, where on the sword would you block? Yeah, lower third, right? Right above your hand. Certainly you can hand block. I don't advise it to make a practice of it, but it's possible. But yeah, that lower third, right? If you held your sword out, go ahead and hold your sword out. If you're blocking up here, weak, okay. That's stronger. But not just at the bottom of the third, right? You want to also have a little bit of your weight turned into it. If you think about the sword like having an arrow, right? You want to be matching like that angle. So if I'm coming in like this, I'm coming in through her sword, through the sword this way. If I'm coming in, if you turn slightly, then it's meeting that angle, right? That's a stronger block. So I always thought of it as like I'm kind of punching a little bit to meet that contact. So when I come in and come out, right? You want a little bit of a come out. Let the tip stay in the middle, slightly down, right? And you can mix it up. Doesn't always have to go back and forth. There you go. And I'm pressing certain sides of them to make sure that they're covering the body.
Question.
Yeah.
What should the attacker be aiming for?
Attackers just
swinging.
Just swinging to give them something good to block at. You know, you want to try to give them angles to work on. So I don't want to just stand here and like only swing at their hand, right? Like this. That's not helping them learn how to really block. I want to be swinging probably more toward like their middle of their arms, right? Eventually. So you want to maintain a static distance, and that's just to start getting the block. Just get the fundamental of it, okay? Eventually, what you want to have, this one you can stay, is it would be, so if I'm defending, they would start slowly walking toward me. So you're attacking while you're doing it. So before you start moving, right? And I want to feel comfortable. He's too close, right? This drill's really good because it starts to teach you internally how to feel when you're at the wrong range, which is a huge, I'm in trouble at higher level sword play, okay? So let's try that first. Pair off, one person, I'll come around just to make sure everybody's kind of working out, but one person's just swinging, the other person's just defending. You're trying to keep the tip in the same place. You can, and in doing that, if you do that enough just at the beginning of a practice or whatever, you'll start to just get used to making those good strong blocks without even thinking about it. And also making sure you've got the right stance, and also making sure you're keeping the right distance from your partner. So go ahead, partner up. We have even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 9, 10.
And who am I fighting?
Marceline.
Marceline, I'm Artemis.
You need a partner?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, all right. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, these are okay. So,
It's Marceline the Vampire Queen.
Ah, so
yeah,
I
like
was
kind of,
thinking
you
the
don't want
right
it like
way.
low.
Yeah.
You kind of want it like here. The reason for that is,
who had this helmet,
if we're coming up
and
like
he looked
this,
like
right?
a Bioshock enemy.
If I move away from this space,
You
so
ever
like
played
come out
it?
for your
No.
come out for your
Okay,
shoulder.
the Bioshock enemy is
It
called
just,
Big
you
Dick.
just kill. Oh, before I even
And the
get it.
helpers are the little sisters.
Okay, so we can circle back and like, talk about that.
Should I start?
Potentially, you can have it.
I think it was more so I think like this in my face.
You can. Yeah. Well, you don't. Yeah, I'm not saying you want it down like that. Like angled slightly is fine. Like if you want, yeah, it'd be fine just to angle even this out slightly so that it's not as apparent. Kind of even with my waist. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, you were right. This one's going for that. You just turn your.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
So we back up, we don't go this way.
Yeah, absolutely. So you see them go for that, and you can just turn that out.
Yeah, now you can like you just like
we're just
extend
starting
the
this.
attack more, and then it'll prove out the point. For example, like I can go here's too close because I can go like this.
Yeah.
I'm letting you hit my head.
Like this. This is a lot
Yeah.
more work for my left hand.
And that's why we do the drill, right?
Holding the weight bar out. Whereas if I hold it like this, very easy.
I'm so glad I'm wearing gloves right now.
I was like, I put mine on. I don't want to hit your hand. I'm not sure.
You can attack it all.
I think it's me that needs to readjust, not you.
Well, no, if you're right.
Because if we're on the battlefield and you're hitting me, I should be adjusting my defense, not you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to hit wherever the hell you want, you know? You don't give a crap where you're hitting. But I need to give a crap where I'm
I know, but I want to make sure.
about it.
Yeah, I'm doing it on purpose to get the sense for it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You got a mosquito bite,
Like
though.
even the yeah. Like
I was just making sure. I was like,
Sorry, my arm too.
I'm gonna switch on. Just a little, yeah. Then I tighten up. I'm looking at where it's coming to. Now, we'll get into more. This is just like the step one of multiple layers of stuff to work on. All right. So let's see. But yes, I mean in general, I'm keeping it just low, out, projected, so that my distance to you is pretty far, my sword away from my body is pretty far. So even if you were going to come in and swing, right? Even if I was going to, like, okay, go ahead and swing again.
attack, yeah, block striking, yeah.
It's not even at anything, right? Like, you're not even, like, going to hit me if I wasn't there, but... Okay. Sure. So yeah, put up your. So one thing would be actually just raise it just slightly up there, up and out. Like now, if they go for that, right? You just turn your sword away. Yeah.
Do I want to kind of instead do it like a punch? You do like a slow point.
You don't want to reach, but more like a short punch from here. I'm not punching out, but like you're kind of meeting the con. I think part of the reason for punching is the punching helps you meet the where the shot is coming. Right? If you're kind of thinking, I'm gonna punch where the shot's coming from, or where it's leading. It's gonna be a more consistent block, right? As compared to me just kind of moving. I think the punching motion helps you make sure you're getting in the right spot. So I'll attack.
You'll still be able to defend yourself and won't be able to reach your arms.
From watching the way you block it. Let me see if I actually did. It gets tiring fast. All right, let's bring it back in.
I may not be super skilled yet, but like.
All right, bring it back in. How'd that feel?
good.
Forearms are tiring.
Arm is tiring. It's surprisingly tiring. to do it. It's a really good workout for the forearm. Something happens there that I don't often talk about, but I think if people are somewhat newer fighters, I like to think about it this way. And as I was thinking, the last couple of days, I was like, what do I want to talk about, and what kind of aspects are there to fighting? And one of the things is, I see this a lot in people's fighting, which is they're here, and when they make a swing, they swing like this, right? The sword comes way out here. They're here. Like, why the follow through? Maybe I missed, but really, I should be all my shots should be ending on the person, not ending midway through the person, and if I miss, there's more to go. Does that make sense? So, if we're like come closer, I know the camera's over here. So, if I'm like this, I don't necessarily want to be swinging like this, right? Or like that. I don't want to swing out and all the way through. My shot should end where my target is. So if I'm swinging it, it's to there, or it's to there, okay? Now, there's a whole lot that I can talk about with regards to that, but I want to talk a moment about some of the things that you probably witnessed or understood, or that was being asked while we were doing that drill. One was like the punching. So, meaning, like, what does that mean, like, the punch blocking? I don't mean like I'm punching out, right, like this. The punching for me is... Oh, that's funny. Wow.
Aiming for you.
Yeah, you okay?
I didn't hit me.
Okay, good. The punching for me is I'm making an active reaction to make sure that my block is going where their sword is going. If I just kind of move in the way, I feel like for some reason it's just not as effective. So if he's swinging on the outside of me, if I just kind of like move, it blocked it. But like if I get used to like punch blocking, you're gonna catch the harder swings a lot better than if you're just kind of like moving. If I just kind of move in the way, like go ahead and swing hard. If I just, I'll do one more, yeah, I'll just kind of move in the way again. Kind of moves it out of the way a little bit. And if his plan was to smack and then do a double hit, I'd probably be out of position, right? If I punch block, it's a real strong block. And you know that was maybe a little further, but you don't even have to, like, go ahead again. That's enough, right? Just to catch enough there, right? And the same, same if you swing across. If I'm weak with it, he pushes through it. If I punch a little bit, then it's not going to get through there. That's what I mean. It's just a little bit of a percussive punch to meet the oncoming swing. Okay. Now, one of the things about the stance and all of this that I like. So, how many people have watched videos or learned about like the house or A-frame? Does anybody know what I mean when I'm talking about the house guarding and the A-frame? Those are all good, fine structures for just getting that good solid block, right? But I don't really like it for single blue because it's usually I'm blocking, not tacking, and then I attack. So a lot of them, a block strike, or most, who's not familiar with block strike? It's okay. So block strike is just a drill that a lot of people do where someone will block out, like, and then I immediately come in and they block, and then they swing, and then they swing, and nothing. So I was always terrible at block strike, and I'll show you why. Ready? Go ahead. I don't want to block, right? For me, best defense, no be there, okay? So part of the projecting, part of me having this out here, right? They're going to subconsciously be swinging at what I'm showing them, at my sword, my forearm, not at me, okay? And we're going to get into a little more complicated of why this all works, but if I'm showing them all this and he takes some swing, I could go ahead and block and swing, return if I want to, right? That's one option. Two would be I just don't be there. That's option two. Option three is I block and attack at the same time. No, if you come on the outside. Okay. So I don't necessarily need to always block first, catch a block, and then swing, right? So one thing I'd like you guys to try with your partners again, right, is try all three of those ways. Try having a far projection. And before we do that, I want to talk about one more concept of why that projection works before we do it. But I want you to try it the three ways. One is you just block it. They come outside, you just block it. Okay? Way two is you project it. They come outside. You're taking basically from your forward movement. You're easing back. You're retreating your sword, letting them come through, and then just coming right back forward. The third way, right? They come in. And as they come in, let's go real slow. As they come in, you're bringing your hand up to where their sword's coming. Right as you turn, you're over your sword. So then you're making that block while you're hitting them. And when we get to kind of like some feints and some fakes, we'll show how we consistently get people into that same position where you have a block and they're just gonna die. I want to talk about one more concept before we do this, because it doesn't work unless you do all of it. So if I'm not projecting and I'm not standing and I'm not using what I call like the 3 hinges correctly, it's not gonna work. I'm too tight, right? If my feet are kind of under me, I'm straight up. I could still project. Go ahead and reset. I could still project, but even here, he's not gonna miss me, right? So when I talk about the 3 hinges, it's really talking about 3 parts of my body that can move back and forth without my feet moving to adjust my distance, okay? So one of those is our knees, right? From here, I can rock back and forward, right? If I'm like here, I can go really far forward, all the way forward with the weight all over my knee, or I can come all the way backward with the weight on my left foot and my foot almost up, right? So he can't reach me when I'm back here like that unless he's lunging. My sword goes quite a bit past him if I'm all the way extended without moving my feet at all, right? The next one is just my hips. Without moving my knees, I can lean in and I can lean back, okay? And then lastly, my elbow. I can move my sword away, I can move my sword in. So if you think of like, this is neutral position, right? My sword's not all the way out, my sword's not all the way in. I'm straight up and down. I'm not really like, this is neutral. If it's all the way forward, I'm leaning, my sword's out, I'm out, like that's like maximum distance. Maximum like retreating is like way back here. That distance is pretty huge without ever not moving your feet, right? So what I attempt to do, right, is establish a position where they feel threatened, meaning they feel like we're in the fight. But I'm really presented pretty forward. Meaning, so if he comes out on me, I could just, that's the whole point of this, like this forward stance here. Whereas if I'm on the inside, if he like comes out, I can just come and take that or take his arm before he even does anything to me. Does that make sense? Does anybody have questions about that? So one thing would just be getting used to moving. So that's what I want you. I want you guys to try the 3 things that we tried. I want you to kind of get settled on your feet and get used to kind of moving back, shifting back and forward, moving your hips back and forward, moving your arm back and forward, okay? And I want you to have your partner swing out. I want you to block it, go reset, do it again. I want you to try to have them miss it if you can, right? And I want you to try to block it and attack it back at the same time, okay?
Question.
Yeah.
What's the starting range? Like how close do we begin with our partner?
I think I would say the starting range is what you want your range to be when you start a fight at all, which would be, I don't want to be, this is so close. Like, we're so close to each other. If he swings at me, I got to take a pretty big step away from him to not get hit. So I want to be at a range where if I take one step forward, I'm going to be able to get to him if he doesn't move away, right? So like this to me feels comfortable. He's gonna have to step on me to really get into range, giving me time to do something, right? To move back, to move away. So I would say it's not really like, I think a sword's length is too close for me. Like if I were to do this, this feels like this feels like we're right next to each other. I would be like a full step away from one sword length away. Does that make sense? So why don't you do that? Get together, one of you put a sword down, and then once that's up, the person who's picking up the sword, just take one step back and try that range.
There's like a different
Yeah.
And like how comfortable your range?
Well, yeah, Romero, why don't you work here, and I'll switch partners, use my partner this time. Okay.
This is my partner. I don't know what how to
this should feel pretty good. Like,
you want to do ABA
here,
or
you
do you
can,
want to
if you
like
lean
AV
forward,
attacking
you should be able
only?
to get to like my chest.
Okay,
Like,
attacking. We just switched roles. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Right. Let your body kind of come down. Yeah.
It's the max distance.
That's right. So we're here. So okay. So the first one is I'm gonna come on the outside, and I want you just to. So you moved away. Nope. Move just to the center. Right. When I'm coming out, leave this in the middle and just come outside. Right. Same thing you did, but keep this.
Oh,
here.
this is the pendulum.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. So if I'm coming outside.
And then like like you said, you should also go for like ones where I whiff, where
now,
you go here, you just block.
Right now you're kind of up. Try bending your knees a little bit. Spread your legs. See how wide my legs are compared to yours? Spread your legs a little bit. And bend. That way when you're bent, you can lean. So now lean forward a little bit while you have your sword. There you go. Yes. Now,
yeah, sure.
When I swing in, lean back and pull your sword back.
Like that, or do I do?
Yeah, I mean, pull it maybe a little quicker. Because you can just pull it straight to you. This still has a guard.
Okay.
Yeah. You may also need to, like if you're projecting for, you may need to like also. I do a lot of this.
Yeah.
Moving back. And I'm gonna take a bigger step, so you're gonna need to like slide, just like move your hips back. There you go. There you go. Now pair that with swinging back at me. You got your guard out. Don't let them know you're doing it. You just go up, and then you just
up. Okay.
Yeah. Just you're basically tight, and then you're just tapping them. Yep. Yep.
Oh, you should change that. Oh, sorry. Too busy to use the ABA.
Good. Okay. Now the last one, I want you to come up to a block, but be swinging in on my chest.
Oh, I should be the one. So like this.
Yes. Okay. So you're kind of eyeballing where my sword's going, and you're meeting your hand with where my sword is, where the blade is. Okay. Yeah. Yes. That's okay. Keep it low. Yes. Yes. Does that feel good?
That does feel good.
Okay, let's try the other hand. So what we're going to do is get back in your balance stance. It's just going to be a block. Good. Good. Okay. Now this is going to be, don't be there. Good. That's good. Good. Now this is going to be, don't be there, but hit them back. Yes.
Oh, I think the exercises around like using your body.
Yeah.
And then like
yeah.
Like hinges. At the same time, do now 3 sets of blocks.
Block while hitting.
8 blocking block attack. And then like just dodging a strike and then swinging.
Yeah, those are the 3.
I think
and really at the same time,
respond to hit.
Right, yeah. You're kind of
one fluid motion.
Yeah.
Now it's you hitting me and I try to respond. And then
you're kind of coming up and then down. Try to turn your sword. Yeah. Yep. Okay. One. Yep. Good, but further in. Yes.
Is that counting?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Sure.
It sounds like it's light. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's clean. It stops. It's making a sound. Even though it's not the hardest swing in the world, I don't think.
I thought you were going to.
People should. It'd be real hard for them to be like, no. You know.
Just as
if it's this,
slow it down like 25 seconds, but you save up like 50%.
Even if it's not like the hardest thing I can throw at you, most people should take that. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring it back.
I'm definitely a victim of doing those blocks. Wait, okay, I'm good to hit. Then
yes.
Now one fluid motion. Gotta do that.
Yeah. Jump on in. All right. So, how'd that feel?
Great.
Did everybody feel like they were doing it correctly? Did anybody have questions? Does anybody want to come try it?
I had trouble with the third one.
Okay, come here.
Yeah, definitely struggling with that one.
Okay, let's walk through that one slower.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just review like the 3 that we were doing and the ideas, okay? So, the first one. Now, okay, I want to take this, I'll give you Treethump's treatise on the way I like to stand. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people like this. Okay? I know people love it. I'm guarding myself. I'm not gonna let him get a free hit. I hate it. To me, it's a free limb. It's a free hit. Okay? I'll show you why. Go ahead and get your stance back that you had before. Go ahead, like, okay. So he's, if he's, who likes to fight like that? I mean, who has their, okay, come on. Just real quick, I just want to demonstrate. Go ahead, come on. Okay, so if someone likes to fight like that, right? A very safe shot for me is what we're going to practice right now, which is me coming up high like this and coming into his hand, because I'm coming into his, my guard is coming straight into his sword, right? So if we came up to match, now it's gone, and now any other hit kills him anywhere. And if one of the things I want to teach you guys how to do is not to just be happy with one hit. If I double tap him, it's over, right? So if we're here, done, that's it. There's no more fight, right? If he swings, you know, if he doesn't know I'm going to do that, and he just swings when I swing, I've clogged up the lane, there's made some contact here that's easy for me to probably be like, that was just a graze, because you got caught up on my sword and then you just kind of came down, right? It maybe gets full contact, but mostly I also know I'm not actually going into him. I'm gonna take the arm and then just leave, right? So if anybody shows me that arm, that's the first, okay, thanks. Now the fight is immeasurably easier. I can just throw up a hand and take a leg and that's it, or whatever I want. By the way, never swing at legs. Yes?
What if they're cross-handed, or you're fighting cross-handed?
So, unfortunately, this goes back to the other part of my grand way to stand. I always hand match. I always hand match. I mean, this is a good time as any to talk about it, okay? So, hand matching, in my opinion, offers a huge amount of superior advantages than offhanded, all right? One of those being that you're in a natural position to do those blocks that we just talked about. So let's walk through what we just were talking about here. So I'm hand matching him.
Okay.
You're trying to like offhand match me. So what is your dominant hand?
Left.
Go left, because it doesn't matter for me. So you're here, okay? The thing we were trying to do is, I'll do it on you. You're gonna attack me, and I'm gonna show, you know, the swing, the blocking while you're striking. So you're gonna come on the outside, and I'm gonna try to block at the same time as getting. Now he's, it's a you know, you're kind of swiping at me rather than like hitting. So like, you see this whip-like motion that you're kind of making with your arm. So you want it to be more, you know, it's more like a hammer. I'm not pushing the sword, right? I don't even need like the rest of my hand to really get enough force. The rest of it's fine if I want to put it all into it to throw, to help it. But I can come to here and that's enough. I don't need to like put all the weight into it, right? So go ahead and come on the outside again. I'm watching where his sword's going. I'm trying to then meet it with my hand while I'm bringing my other sword down. Does that make sense? So why don't you try that on me, okay? So you're standing there. I'm gonna come out like this. You're gonna raise your hand up to block. You're gonna raise a hand up to block this part, yep. And while you're doing that, then you're bringing this in to get me. Now part of the reason why is probably because you're meeting the blade too much center. You wanna be meeting it out here, right? So when I'm swinging, you want to meet it further away from your body. There you go. And then try to kill me like that. You might have to lean into it, right? There you go. I got my forearm. There you go. Now just swing a little bit hard. Know you're doing it, right? And like there's a mosquito on my right here, and you're trying to kill it, right? There you go. So you're getting a good solid block up here, and you're making some contact, and I think it's just a repetition style thing to get to that point. Do you want to come try it? Just to get the feeling. So do you want to try it, or do you want me to do it?
We'll try it.
Okay, so we'll just go. So I would step in slightly and go for the chest. Okay. When I'm doing that. So we're here.
Kill him. Get him on.
Yeah. All right, let's try it. I'm going to try one on yours, going on the outside. Yep. So you're coming much more straight. So if you were going to do that, I would just take the outside arm. So if you were gonna come straight like that, I would kind of try to come on the outside or let you through. Something like that. The coming on the inside is really when they leave their center and they're coming around your guard. So if my guard, me got my arm, but I may need to step more into it. It's a lot of these things when we're running the drills is hard because we all, even though we're like, I'll pretend I don't know what's happening. We all kind of know what's happening. So it gets a little tough to actually have it. But in real time, it works pretty good. The thing I was talking about before, okay, so stance. We were talking about how I don't like it. So for here, right? I just feel like it's free. And because you are either worried about blocking your hand or blocking the shot, not necessarily at throwing at me, right?
Yeah.
And because you're choosing block, and I kind of know that if I take a step offline and I move my hand out and I turn in, I have a good shot at getting that. Now, we kind of keep skipping to the different layers that I want to talk about. So I'll just show one of the things of why I think you can be successful. And this is a major thing I want to teach you guys how to do. And that is patterning people, okay? What I mean is we're really good problem solvers, okay? So let's say they've got their hand, right? And I've shown them once that I can get it. Oh, I got it, right? They don't like it. So the next time we go, I throw at it, throw at it. The third time, I've got them nervous about it, right? I've patterned them into it. You can do patterns with anything, okay? So if it's like, right? Third one, I'm showing all the same things with my body and partially with my sword, 10% of my sword movement, but they'll bite on it, okay? So there's a lot of that can go into swordplay. Those people that do real strong A-frame blocks or the house blocks, right? They want that hard block first, like we were talking about. You can exploit that, okay? So if you're a real hard blocker and I throw in and I give you something real solid, right? If I know I'm patterning the person, I can throw harder than I normally would. I wouldn't try to like just clean your clock ever for fun, right? But if I know I'm not gonna hit you, and I want you to just be like, I don't wanna get hit by that. Like that feels like it'll hurt if it hits me, right? You throw a couple hard ones into them, right? Now the third one, they're conditioned that they don't want that. So you can just go right under it, or on the outside, right? I add, you can see my body's doing the same thing though, right? I'll do all the sword movement. I'm not actually gonna hit you this time, but like they still moved, even though I didn't have any sword movement at all, right?
Instinctual.
It is, and it's because we all read common body language. Like if I'm like this, what am I doing? Right, punching. Why? Did I tell you I was punching? No, because you've seen it before, right? If I'm like this, what am I doing? Running. Right. But that's because you've seen it before, right? So same thing here. If I'm in front of you and I make a jab step moving this way and my body drops and my hands tighten and my head drops, you know what? You think I'm moving quickly that direction. So I'm tapping into like everything you've learned since you've been a human to now, right? And trying to use that into the sword fighting. So anyway, when we're here, you kind of just want to get comfortable having it. I just like, so let's do two. Let's do the one where you block and then you're swinging, right? Okay. So you're gonna block it and then swing.
Oh, block it.
Right, and then swing. You're kind of doing both. So just like block it and then return to swing. Hey. And what I want to do is try to do both at the same time. So if I'm coming outside, I want you to try, yes, to land that shot all at the same time. Yes. Yes. That's still, that was right under the neck. And it might just be the angle.
Yeah.
Right, you may want to just change the level.
Yeah, bring it more straight on your sword. That might do it. Unless it's still uncomfortable doing that. I think that'll give you a little bit of reach you might need. You're missing by like an inch. It's so close. It's like right there.
It's like that, the feeling of the leverage on it because right about there, it's got more torque.
Oh, okay.
Whereas there, I've got a lot more speed.
Okay.
So one thing I'd like you guys to try in your groups again, let's try a little bit on that patterning thing, okay? But I want you guys to get together, and it doesn't matter what you do, it can be any strike, and that's why I like it, because I don't like teaching moves. I don't like teaching you a move, because I'm 6'3" and have a certain amount of range, and a certain amount of speed, and a certain amount of strength. My move might capitalize on those things, and not work for a 5'2", 105-pound person, right? But this idea doesn't have nothing, it has nothing to do with swords. All right, if I come up to you, if you don't mind me touching you for a second, if I come up to you and push you by the third one, he's leaning into me. I didn't tell him to, right? But I've solicited this response from him because I'm patterning it. So you can do it to anybody, and you can do it with any kit, but single sword is great because if you can get their single sword out of the way, there is no other passive defense to stop it, right? So we'll work on patterning, but a huge part of my game is what I want you guys to think about is what are your bread and butter moves? Everybody's kind of got to like, I always throw this kind of move. Like, for example, if we were to fight, the first thing I want to try, I generally try to do on people, especially if they have their hand up nice and juicy for me, is can I beat them to their center, right? So I'm going to try to get to that hand. You just try to. Right? If they can't stop me, I'll just keep doing it. But once they start to stop
You're not on this side of him.
I said wifey. Come on.
No, you're not on this side of him.
No, I know. But still.
But once they start to get it, right? Eventually they really don't like getting hit there because they're like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah, getting hit in the tip hurts.
Right. So then you can do that. Now you can do it any other way. One of the like moves that I do, you don't have to do this, but one of them that I like is the move is coming on their outside and stabbing up in their arm. Right. I want to stab here. That's the natural reaction. So when they push me, I roll over. Two things happen. What two things are you seeing? I'm getting them out. They're choosing defense on our exchange. Our exchange is I'm doing something, you're doing something. My doing something is an attack. Yours is choosing like the brush me, right? You're brushing me out. From the brush, if you just turn your hand over, now we're in the position that I want. Does that make sense? I'll show you one more that gets you in the same position to understand kind of what I'm trying to go for. So this builds off our, reading people. So if I'm like this, am I engaged with you? Doesn't feel like it, right? If I'm like this, I'm engaged, right? So one of the things that I like to do is, okay, we're engaged. Okay, we're not engaged. You can break. Okay, I'm ready. Oh wait, hold on, no. All right, I'm ready. Wait. Now from here, I like to do something where I'm making, you call it the flash. The flash puts them in lizard brain, right? It's too quick. I missed something, right? So I'm here. I come outside, I whip the sword up. It's starting from down here, so you see all this motion. And you feel like this motion is coming way over here. Oh God, that was fast. My brain didn't admit it, and it's coming over here. I'm gonna get hit. So then they start to come, right? So from here, what do you think step 2 is? Just to cross in, right? So more in real time, if it's down, I come in on a kill, I have my hand up for a block, it's all returning to the same spot. Now yours don't have to, but get with your partner, one of you at a time, just try a pattern, try a strike that you normally do, get them into a pattern, then try something else. On the third one, try thinking about how can I get my body to do 100% of what it's doing, but my hand to do 10% of the starting move and then something else. Does that make sense?
So the bread and butter move is the one we start with, and then the new shot is the third.
That's right. I'm trying to think of a good way. The reason why I will die endlessly to noobs out on the field is because they haven't seen the real shot yet, right? So like, I'll do that. I'll do the thing that I just did. They don't know. They don't care that there's something over here. I'll do this and they just kill me, right? Because there's no self-preservation involved. They're just like, yeah, suck it in your 35 years, So my worst enemy on the field is the brand new Florentiner. I'm like, oh my God, kill it, shoot it. I don't want to fight it.
He's gonna swing haphazardly.
He's gonna double leg me. It's gonna be nut space and then stab. It's just gonna be horrible. Please don't let it happen. But the more you can set someone up, and I'll make one more comment. It's hard for me not to, so I apologize. But this is like a long-term thing. single sword fighting with somebody as you're doing repetitively, I'm setting up things for the future. Not for like today, not for the next time we fight, like 10 times from now when we fight. Hopefully, if I've done my job right, you're just thinking in your head, I'm just gonna die. Right? I've set up enough like 50-50 scenarios where it's like we start here and it's like, oh no, that wasn't the real one. It's gonna be on the outside. Oh, right? It's like, oh, no, it's up there. Oh, it's in there, right? There's so many 50-50s. Which one do I guard? That now they don't know. They're just picking which door to die. They're like, so that's, everyone has your move you've already got. Everyone has a move they like. So build on that move and start it and see what's happening, right? Maybe it's like you're sniping the forearm, right? Your move is I lean out and I try to catch that forearm. So maybe you throw that twice, and then on the third one, you do the same step here, but you just turn your sword in. And again, magically come into this block that I wasn't intending, but great. So try that, partner up. I'll come around and kind of watch what you guys are doing. I know this is a little, outside probably of the normal thing you guys are thinking about or doing.
New or old partners?
Let's switch partners, yeah. Find a new partner. Learn a new name. Alright?
What's your name again?
Marceline.
Marceline Solo. Nice to meet you. Marceline.
Yep. I realized we were
in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Right in front of it.
Do you want us to do
I mean, you guys can do what you want, but I feel like hand matching is the right way to do He's just going to attack you, and you just want to block it. I saw it. And I would say, work something until you can't get. So like if you're swinging on the form and you're getting, wait until they're blocking the form. Once you start blocking the form, keep throwing it, then that's the Okay. Otherwise, it's like, just do it.
Okay. Got it. Let's do the block.
So I told you guys, so one of you is like defense. This is coming in real light, meaning so light.
Third side. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go.
Sometimes the busting is like it's like a step thing where step one, do nothing.
You have it sitting on that side. It feels less scary to you.
Yeah.
But it should be more of a response.
One thing,
So that's why
you have your hands so
I think I guess like if I do like 2 shots.
going out with
the arm.
That's fair.
Okay. It's true. But do you feel and see the difference between like this?
That's fair.
Just me doing it, right? Just me having the extra step is great. Like moving my sword quickly. So let's just try. One of you just block. You're actually trying to actively block them, but you're not swinging back. You're swinging it. Now, try to get them patterned. Meaning, if you're hitting what you're aiming for, just keep doing it. So the distance we have. Once they've got it, now try to fake. Yeah, try to find another route.
A couple more. Let's try the weave. Just the thing come at me. Like just do a swing from my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just testing the speed of like.
Let's get over here in front of the camera.
Go for it, because then it forces you to block. Yeah, people don't just go for it, but then you also. Just
It is. It is. If you can get
Right, so I'm just gonna block, and you just swing, whatever you want, right? And the idea would be
You try it on me.
pattern, right? Give me this, yeah. Get me to get used to something.
Try to block the
Try it.
Good. Good.
But it's the same concept. No,
I like the little hesitation that you had. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. So the one thing I would mention is something that was mentioned to them. The first few that you're doing are very kind. How long have you been doing this? Quick. That's harder. Oh yeah, my turn. I'll show you what I mean. I'll try to do what I feel like you were doing. Okay? Yeah.
That way, like you're under
that quick kind of tapping versus this additional physicality that comes with it. Because as we've seen, I don't even need to move my sword and it makes you. If I don't do it, it probably doesn't move as much as someone just So show me what you were doing, but with the physicality too. Yes.
Like right now, you're kind of too much.
If that third one you had just not gone here, you'd have had me.
Just like this.
Because I'm feeling
it up. So like a throw shot here.
Well, even though I was expecting it, you would have got. I was still coming here because of the physicality you were communicating.
Swinging on me.
It's hard for me to describe. But the energy has an effect on me, so it's part of this process. And if you want to come in on that third one, yeah. I was going to say if we were going on like the outside, inside, on that third one, if you could like fill it, right? So yeah, and then bring it up high. Yeah. And then now you're in perfect position to get the block and kill me. Yeah. Right.
So the belt.
Because all they see, right, if I'm coming on you, like I'm here,
maybe,
they see this arm raised up and they think it's coming down, and it's just a natural push into you, right? You're throwing on the middle of my sword. Throw over here. If you didn't throw the fake, you just went from there to there. But I think if you did the two of them, the reason why I like coming. If I don't make you move your hand away, it's going to be harder. So if I throw into your block, I'm not really making you move it. If I step while I'm swinging the action, you open up so much more. Yeah, so just take a step this way when you swing. Yes, and now. And then, the next one, get me open, do the swing though. Yes. So I will punish you.
That's when the wrist you look emo step in. Treethump does.
That's fine, but it wasn't a fake. Like you didn't. I mean, I just didn't like keep coming with you. So it's kind of a. Think about the third one needs to start. It needs to start the same. It all needs to look the same. So it's like it's out. I'm almost out. But I'm not all the way, right? That's a kind of idea. Hello. Night. You want to go to dinner? I'm over here today. Oh yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's bring everybody back in and see. All right, bring it back in. All right, bring it back in.
Like if you're gonna do like fighting, you don't want to get whacked in the hand.
You want to do more afterwards?
As I'm sure I accidentally showed you.
All right, bring it in, guys. Bring it in. All right, how successful was that? How'd you guys do?
Learning.
Yeah. Well, as we were kind of discussing, there's a lot of nuance associated with it to really sell it. The main thing I want you guys to think about with single sword and with anything, but let's start with single sword, is if you only show them shots 1, 2, and 3, because that's all you do. That's your bread and butter, 1, 2, and 3. Right? When I come up to somebody, I try to snipe that forearm. Oh, that doesn't work. I try to scoop them. If that doesn't work, I try to come in on them in the chest. Those are my 1, 2, 3, and that's unless we just get in close quarters and we're just both swinging. None of us really knows what we're doing. We're just trying. think about the shots you throw. What I want you to think about is, where do they go when you throw that shot? All right, so like if you come up, let's just try one. So one of the ones that I like, you know, you also want to think about how can I make a low shot into a high shot to open them up, make them go low so I can go high and it's easier. So like the first shot might be a scoop like up into their stomach, right from here. So I'm here, right, and I want to try to scoop up in. Right, so they see that. Okay, then from there I'm like, okay, that's not, he's blocking that. That's not working, so I need something else. How can I turn that same everything here into something else? So instead, yeah, right. I come,
I can't even react.
And just no, because you've chosen block, right? There's a couple, a lot of people attack like this. Shot one, shot two, okay? It's like here to here, right? It really needs to be like this, okay? Not the full shot, part of the shot, the real shot. Meaning, right, I've shown you with my body part of my sword, and now I'm taking the rest, right? So, if we were doing what we were doing, right, where if we're like fighting for the first time, I'm like, dude, just get over to the inside of the chest. If he shoots, he can't.
I can't.
Right?
I'm trying, guys, I swear.
Even if he does, right? So let's go, right?
That's my arm. Arm. Yeah.
Now you go back to the third. Now you show them the two, they think they got it, you're back to the middle, now they have no idea. Now you have no idea. Now you just own these people because that's all they're thinking about, right? They're just thinking about, which way is he gonna go, Dad? Now, there's certainly ways to get around that, but what I'm trying to do is, it's really hard long term for me to fight you if I have to worry about 9 shots instead of 3 shots. If I only ever see 3 shots from you, meaning you don't ever try, you always swing at what you want, then it's easy for my brain to just be like, I have to be here, I have to be here, I have to be here. But it's like, if you've shown me, I go here and I die. I go here and I die. It's harder for me to be confident around you, okay? Now I want to show you one thing I didn't even know that I did, okay, and it's about kind of controlling the pace of the fight. I didn't really know why this happened, but it's something that I subconsciously do. So if we're fighting, and you decide you're, I don't know, you want to throw some combo, so go ahead and, we keep fighting, right? You're throwing something. There was like an arm loss and then a body loss before. But did you feel like you were able to get in on me and get the combo that you wanted?
No, not really.
Because I was moving away. But was I like running from you?
No, you were keeping up.
We were still fighting, right? So I wasn't rewarding your aggression. And when you don't do that, it's just like a friend, right? If I say, hey Romero, you wanna like go to a movie tomorrow? And then like no response, and like 5 minutes before the movie, nah man. And then I'm like, that's no problem. And like 2 days later, I'm like, you wanna go hang out this weekend? 3 days go by. Nah, I don't think so. I'm like, all right, what do you think I do? Stop texting him, why? Because you're not rewarding it. If I don't reward you and aggressing with me, what do you think you stop doing? Aggressing on me, which means you just stand there waiting for me to come get you, right? So I'm controlling the pace of the fight. I'm making you just stand there and wait to die rather than like execute your plan. Because if I can dissuade you from wanting to aggress on me by attacking, like if you think, I don't know how many of you have seen this idea, but we're like a big circle, right? If we move our swords, right, there's at the edge, like from here, I can hit you, but here I can't unless I lower, right? This idea. So there's a killing, like there's an invisible circle around me. As he aggresses into me, I'm like simultaneously leaving his kill circle as he's entering my kill circle, right? So I can kind of attack his arm for free while he comes in. That's another, it just further reinforces that don't aggress on me because I'm just gonna start losing things. Right, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's hard to do without practice, it's hard to do without doing it, but I want to mention it because it's something I've consciously thought about and how it helps me with people when we're doing the single sword fight. So I want to go over to the stance one more time with the idea because I think we started talking and I just went off on a tangent, which I do. So I don't like this because I feel like you're showing 100% of you. right? If we're like this, especially if I have my sword like tight, you can see all of it. It's all a target. You're thinking about all of it, right? Everything. You can hit my hip, you can hit my shoulder, you can hit my arm, all of it. If I just turn away from you, and I still have my sword tight, you can see my body, you can see my back, you can see my arms, right? If I extend the sword out, you see less, right? If I get a little bit further away from you, and I purposefully guard the inside of me. Now, what do you feel like you want to throw? Do you want to throw at anything over here? If I have my guard, like if we're like this,
No, I'm not going to go.
is there anything you don't want to go for that? Because I'm right there. Like I'm going to eat, so you're looking here. So I feel like you go from 100% to 50% to 25%, and you know probably what they want, right? And from here, you can do all the things we were talking about, meaning like if we're like this, right? I've got a block, so if I miss, that's okay, right? From this, if I was in a good position to maintain contact, I could just roll my hand over, keep the block, and take that outside hand, or just retreat. That's the thing too that I see. A lot of people like wade in swinging, and there's no thought of like ever going backwards. It's like this. And now we're like weirdly close and strange angles happening. Like, so it really should be more of a, I'm coming in to see what's happening. No, I'm back out, right? I'm gonna stab in, I'm gonna back out. Right, I'm gonna play around, see what he does, and then get away, and then try something new, or right, try what didn't work last time, or what should work this time. So there's a lot to put together. I know it's a lot, but I want to try to open your eyes a little bit to the possibilities of some of these things. The footwork, the 3 hinges, right, moving your body to maintain that position. The footwork could be things like circles. I mean, I'm sure you've probably thought about that before, but like, let's say, come out here. Some people are really good at maintaining range, and it's hard to get in on them. So you may need to do, tricks, right, where I take smaller steps as we're circling, and now we're so much closer. But if I can use the hinge, right, if I start out all the way, and we start circling, and I bring my hinge in, to some degree, they still feel like they've got the same distance because I've kept the sword the same.
With your body.
But I'm much closer now, right? Because I've moved in closer while bringing my hand in closer, right? So you can project a much further distance than you need, or like a much tighter shot that like they feel safe. Like if I'm like this, you should feel like I'm not even close to you to hit you. But I know if I took just one step forward without moving my back foot, I can get to him, right? So if he's feeling safe, I can exploit some of that, right? By trying to move some direction, open something up, and then I'm there, if they're not gonna move. I don't know what time it is, but I feel like it's getting close.
Probably like 2.
2?
That's after 2.
2, okay.
I have one bonus question.
Yes.
How would you apply what you're teaching us to someone who really likes to hand block? Where like they have it like this, but intentionally they're blocking and getting in like a simultaneous counter.
Sure. So I think in that case you have to do kind of one of 2 things, right? One would be you have to be conscious of that, meaning your movement needs to be such that you're getting away from their retaliatory strike. Okay, so if your goal is I'm just gonna block whatever you throw at me with your hand, like get your hand up, like you're gonna throw, and then you're gonna take something. I'd have to probably get away from him for that to happen. If I stand still and he just blocks it, I'm dead. Okay.
I'm asking because it's pretty meta in tournaments.
Sure. The other thing is, you can attack this arm, right? You don't have to. If they give you something like that, then you probably don't want to take it, unless it's free. If you know that, I think my Swire, now Knight Glass, I think he won one of the like Indiana Olympics, and I watched the tape, and it was literally exactly what you said. He lined up against every single person like this, and the person came in and swung, and he just did that. Each time, right? So if you know that's going to happen, right, then you could try, attacking their hand rather than that arm, right? So if they're swinging, expecting a swing there, you might have to come on the outside, right? So if you're swinging in, like that's still a block. I'm not swinging at that arm. There's nothing to like, kill with. So if you're aggressing, hoping I'm going to swing at that arm. But if I play that arm and not that side of the body, it's going to be harder for him to win that fight.
Gotcha.
Right? And maybe, I would imagine that most people are waiting for that initial swing as a gimmick, right? Meaning, they're waiting for me to do this, No, that's okay. You got your hand ready. Like you're waiting. You're waiting for me. You're gonna take it on arm. Yeah, yeah. You're waiting for me just to do this and then just kill me, right? If you know that's gonna happen, you could try like take a stab under the as they're bringing the hand up, or to try to drag that into something. But that's hard. I would play the hand.
For sure.
Because that's my answer. Some people say, what do I do against people who do this better? They're better than me. They're faster, they're taller, they're stronger, they're younger, they're better, right? I mean, one of my thoughts is just, well, do your best. Second is, fight the hand.
Sure.
They can't attack and block really, like many of them won't be able to do both at the same time. So if I'm not trying to get the rest of you and I'm just literally just pressuring your hand, I'm probably gonna start catching pieces of it as you're trying to throw on.
Makes sense.
Any other question? I mean, this can be open, so if there's specific things you struggle with or a piece of this that you didn't understand or want to work on more or any of that, let me know.
How does fighting non-single blue weapons work with single blue?
So, does anybody have a board with them here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks, Treethump.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanted to borrow that for...
Oh yeah, I just thought if someone wants to grab one. I don't know whose this is.
That's mine.
Oh, do you want to use it real quick? All right. So, a boardman, right? Like, I want to threaten something on them for one, right? I don't want them to. I don't want to be over here, right? Where there's really nothing. This is big passive defense. Where they could just take the block and just kill me, right? So I'm kind of single sword fighting them to some degree here. Right, so like I can be here, and if they come and swing at me, I can try to range them, right, in the way that I would do single blue. They might be using their shield better though. So I'll tell you, number one for me, right, would be to do some business where I'm like this, and I'm like, no. I jam in, try to get a leg, and then I walk away or leave. Now I would say my highest probability win against a shieldman is either ranging that, they just think it's a free kill, and I kind of present something here, they swing for that, I move it away so it's not there, and I take the arm. That'd be like one. The other one would be, I get a lot of people where I guess the real shot they think I'm throwing is over here. And most people, when they're shield sword against single sword, they don't want to block with the sword. They want to block with the shield because they want the sword free to kill me, right? Because they're like, this is easy. He swings at me, I block with the shield, and I have a free hand, and I kill him. So it should be like that. What it should be is, I swing that way, they don't block, right, with that. So you don't block with your sword. If I come out here, you're gonna just block with the shield, right there. And then they're gonna kill me, okay? Knowing that, what I try to do instead is come over. I mean, if he doesn't move a shield, then I'll just take a hip, right? So I gotta move the shield. Okay, so, like, I'll just take the hip, so you gotta guard it, right? Yeah. Okay, so guard the hip. Let me just, when I go, don't let me get it. Did I get it? No. Okay.
I was off the shot.
Okay. That's the shot I want to show. They have to guard. If they don't guard it, then you just kill them. Great. But most people are going to guard this. That's right. Now, so now when I move it here, I just turn it over up onto the shoulder. Usually that's a kill. Otherwise, it's really me just trying to like preside something forward that they have to. I'm making them basically fool them into attacking my sword, not me. Bring this here, where I have maybe some attack on their outside, but eventually try to open up that other side.
Is there any way to do that by not hand matching? If you say you had using your right hand.
Not hand matching. I mean, yeah. So if my left arm is gone, and this is our scenario, yes, you can do what I was doing on you initially, the scoop. So I could try this thing that comes over, but it's, I mean, because if we're here, that's hopefully your hip. Yeah. So
I was not quick enough.
So it could be like that, or as we saw there, it could be I'm here and I come on the opposite side. Yeah. So slower, right? I kind of step, and then I look like I'm going to come this way. I mean, I am going this way. I bring my sword up in this way. And as I'm like midway through my sword being this way, I don't go all the way this way. So here, then I turn and bring it across. Does that make sense? So, like faster, right?
Yeah, because I rotate this way now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because you're tracking, right? You're tracking. They're tracking. They don't want me to do this. They just stay static. If I'm here, I can take that. So they don't want that. So then they block it. That's right.
No, that's okay.
Does that make sense? I mean, we can work on that shot. It's not a down. It's you're here, and then you're. Oh, okay. You're bringing it across your body and rolling it over a table. It's like backwards, yeah. Yeah, so you're bringing it down and then you're just rolling it over.
I've seen that shot a lot. I wonder if it's
Yeah. It's, you know, it's one that I struggled with for a long time, and it's like just one day, just like there's like a light switch that goes on, and you're like, oh, I see. Florentine, it's tough. You know, they've got a good block against you. You might be able to get a lucky stab, right? Or can I give it? You give it.
Yeah.
No, the sword.
Oh, the sword.
Yeah. Sorry, I won't hit you anymore.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, well, obviously, right? 2 swords against 1 sword. You should just be able to block whatever I'm doing and kill me with the other sword, right? So if I like try to swing on the outside, he just blocks me and kills me. If I try to swing like on this side, he blocks me and kills me. One option would be to try to stab him. If I just go for the straight stab, right, he's gonna brush it. He's gonna see it come in, block me and kill me. So I probably have to mask that with something like a swing on the outside, meaning I know he's gonna come there to block it so he can kill me. If I can fake that into a stab, then I might get him before he kills me, or trade. Does that make sense? So if we're here, there's a couple of ways you can do it too. I can come inside in a scoop. So we come here, I show high, so usually the guard comes up to block this, and then I just turn it. So we're here, and you can come in. Yeah. Okay. Or I show stab knowing he's gonna brush. If he showed me before with his left hand or with his left arm, then hoping that's what happens again, right? And I just hopefully don't be there. Whatever the brush is, I'm just not there and take whatever's open. So it's making them react to something. Would be the way I would try to do it. But against a really good Florentiner, usually you're just gonna die. I mean, same story against good boardsmen, against good spearmen, but it's possible.
Who does single blue win against?
What does it win against? Other single blue? I mean, I can beat spearmen, I can beat shieldmen, I can beat Florentine, but it's just the probability of me beating them versus me just beating another single sword person is much bigger. Any other questions? Yeah.
I noticed that a lot of the ways that we're still talking. Doing this kind of rely on being able to make more complex movements and things. What's a good way to build up strength in confidence?
I mean, honestly, like just doing that drill is going to help your forearm strength get better. I think just fighting with it. That's all I can. You know, I know it's not. I know there's like those things where you can like roll the weight up that'll work your forearms, and I've done that before. But I think most of it for me was really just fighting a lot of offhand single blue to get the blocks down.
Follow-up question. This might go a little bit beyond the class, but
yeah.
What's a good way to defend against some of the stuff that you're doing? Because I noticed that in a lot of these drills, like a lot of it seems to be like you're really controlling the initiative.
Yeah.
I'm being very reactive.
Yes.
You're kind of relying on me being reactive and not really trying to address.
Yes.
So is there something relatively simple that I can do to try and not die against somebody doing some of the stuff that you're doing?
I would say the people that tend to do the best against me either have really good footwork, meaning they move, like if you just move one away from me, like one step away from me, I'm gonna get to you. You gotta move 2 steps away. So like if we're matched, right? If you're just like this, I'm gonna get to you. I've planned for that. But if you're 2 steps away, I'm probably not gonna get to you. And then you might have a return for me that I'm not ready for. Another would be kind of what we talked about with like the newbie foo. Just straight attacking when I start doing some nonsense, sometimes it's just the thing.
Direct offense.
Just direct offense is, now, that's then my invitation to learn and adapt. If that's what you do, if I see that you are direct offense, then I will probably stop trying to do all the tricky stuff, and I'll start to rely more on patterning you and direct, like block strike or blocking, choosing an angle of attack where you're striking and I'm blocking while I'm killing, kind of stuff. And that's why I like single blue. Like we'll have fights where I'm just getting dumpstered, and I'm like, why? What am I doing? And obviously, what I'm doing isn't right, so I got to figure it out against this person. But it's going to be different against this person, different against that person. I'm going to struggle with super tall people. Get some 6'7" person out here with like a max length blue. That's a whole different ballgame than what I'm used to. So there's things like that mess me up too. So I think it's just a matter of getting experience, getting in front of people, being able to get the practice in, trying things, and then just being aware of the mentality at all, I think, and seeing it be successful. Those are the two biggest things that I think turn switches for people. Where they're like, oh yeah, I mean, that's why I like to try to show it to you so you can feel it. Because once you feel it, then you can know what other people will feel like when you're doing it to them. And then it's like, nice. Anything else? All right, well, I really appreciate your time. If you want to talk about any of it afterwards, feel free. Happy to spar afterwards after I get some water.
Thank you, Treethump.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, you bet.